back to Cutter Crawford getting hit on that line drive off the bat of Kevin Kiermaier to get him the right side.
Looked like it hit him in the hip, yeah. So he went right down the chute. It got hit hard. Ball bounced right back to the catcher.
And another base hit. Arroyo, this is just like the Yoshida one, just reaching for a changeup that was down and away from him and just loops it into center.
And Bo was in hot pursuit, but it's over his head into the outfield, and you can see another good pitch. And Arroyo, like Yoshida, stays on it. It's probably a ball low, but he gets enough of it just to flare it over the shortstop's head, and Trevor Richards, well, man, that's a good pitch. Twice that's happened to him.
Caleb Hamilton shows bunt, takes a strike. Chapman creeping in at third. Hamilton squares nice and early again and takes this one just down and away. You can see where Chapman is by the time that play finishes.
Yeah, and if Hamilton quickly pays attention, he's just got to square around and hit it past Chapman down the line. I mean, that's anticipating that Hamilton's going to bunt it toward the first base side. He jabs at it. That's not a very good attempt at all.
See if Alex Cora takes it off now with a couple of strikes on him.
I tell you what, if you're an extra man or a backup player, you got to bunt. You're not going to have an awful lot of opportunities to swing the bat, but when you get in there, you got to be able to put a bunt down.
Didn't go, and it's 2-2. The Yankees are in St. Louis this weekend, Buck. As you know, they got rained out last night. So they're playing a split doubleheader today, and they're in a rain delay in the 7th inning of the first one today. The Yankees are trailing 11-1 in that game. Luis Severino had a day he would like to forget as Hamilton strikes out. Gave up 9 runs, 7 earned in 4 innings. His ERA is over 6 right now, so they got to sit out a rain delay in a game they're losing by 10 and then play another one.
Yeah, and Severino, he has not pitched well. He's thrown 87 pitches today in 4+ innings.
Top of the order, Rob Refsnyder, 1 for 2 with a walk. Outside, 2-0. Kevin Gausman starts the finale of this series tomorrow. Garrett Whitlock is on the mound for the Red Sox. Center field, and it's going to split the outfielders and be off the wall on a bounce. Being held at third is Arroyo on a line drive double by Refsnyder.
Kyle Hudson, the third base coach, threw up the stop sign. Given where they are in their lineup, they didn't want to take a chance of trying to score. Arroyo from first base. Refsnyder, he's swinging the bat well. Another base hit for him. This is an extra base hit, a double. Kiermaier gets it back in quickly to keep the runner from scoring from first. Now the infield's going to come in and play it in, trying to save this run here.
Alex Verdugo, the batter, he's 0 for 3. It's the 10th hit of the game for the Red Sox now. Waits at it 0-1. to right field. Springer makes the catch. Here comes the runner from third. The throw's up the line. Arroyo will score. Ref Snyder comes to third, and the sac fly makes it 6-2.
Now, Springer got a little bit flat-footed as that ball got to him a little bit before he anticipated. It was a line drive. Arroyo comes in to score. And that ball was hit on the line right to Springer. And generally, he likes to move into the ball. It was coming at him. The runner from second moves up as well. Ref Snyder's now at third, and John Snyder is on the Blue Jays dugout.
Another pitching change here. Richards will leave. Nate Pearson will come in. The Red Sox have extended their lead by adding a run here in the sixth. They are now up 6-2. Redeem offers, access exclusive content, and much more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. I'm told this is camera 17. This is Christian walking down the stairs above the Blue Jay bullpen on the left field stands.
Very cool venue right there, as fans are really close to the Blue Jays bullpen. And then you get to see them. He's sitting in the front row, got Bob Uecker seats.
6-2. Nate Pearson is in. Justin Turner is the batter. Turner's 2 for 3 with a single and a double. He went 1 for 3 with a home run and a sac fly. Last night, he has had a couple of very productive games.
Pearson last pitched on Tuesday in that series against the Giants. He came in the seventh and got an out in the eighth. Turned things over to Eric Swanson, who got a double play to end that eighth inning.
Now back 2-1. Turner and J.D. Martinez just in effect kind of switched spots. Turner went from L.A. to Boston. J.D. Martinez from Boston to L.A. A lot of connections between the Dodgers and the Red Sox in recent years. Of course, the Mookie Betts deal.
Yeah, once you open up a line of communication like that, oftentimes you'll think about future deals. And they got Connor Wong and Verdugo for Mookie Betts, and Turner comes here, and I'm sure there were talks about Turner and J.D. Martinez in previous conversations.
Henry Jansen, of course, some great years with the Dodgers. He's now the closer for the Red Sox. Tough luck for Trevor Richards today. A couple of flute singles off some good changeups. One of those runs came in to score. And I think him coming out is just John Schneider saying, we want to make sure you're fresh for another game. And again, get him back a day earlier. On comes Varsho to make a sliding catch. On to the bottom of the sixth. The Red Sox up on the Blue Jays 6-2.
by Google Cloud. 2 hits by the Blue Jays, and they both been home runs. Springer with his 56th career leadoff home run in the bottom of the first inning. Went 355 feet. Then Bo Bichette hit a 2-out home run in the third inning. For Springer, home run number 12. For Bichette, home run number 15. But that's been the entirety of the offense for the Blue Jays today.
Hunter Crawford is back out there. Remember, he took a line drive off his body that turned into the last out of the bottom of the fifth. But obviously feeling well enough to continue. The pitch count is pretty low for him. There's a base hit through the left side. Springer continues to see the ball well off Crawford.
They will have a very short leash on Hunter Crawford here as Springer hits another breaking ball out over the plate, pulls it through the 5-6 hole. Cutter, and George turns on it and pulls it past the third baseman into left field. So that's a good start here. Blue Jays got to get something going. They just haven't hit a thing.
Bichette a strikeout and that home run. The shortstop Hernandez steps on the bag, throws to first, double play. Activity now in the Red Sox pen, and his right-hander Josh Winkowski, a former Blue Jay farmhand. He was part of the return the Blue Jays sent to the Mets in the Steven Matz deal. He was with the Mets organization for 2 weeks in the winter before he was then traded to the Red Sox.
Yeah, he signed with the Blue Jays in 2016 for a couple of seasons in the Gulf Coast League. Pitched in Vancouver, Lansing, and Dunedin. Did not play in 2020 because of the pandemic.
2 down for Brandon Belt, who has struck out twice against Crawford, who continues to throw both pitches, the fastball and the cutter, up above the belt. Belt has seen a lot of high fastballs the last couple of weeks. You get the ball down, middle of the plate, he will do some damage, but you get the ball up against him, and you can get some swing and miss.
Yeah, and you know what? The scatter report is out, and we have seen a lot of high fastballs and high cutters to Brandon Belt lately.
2-2. Outside. Pearson pacing, waiting for his next shot. And a walk for Bell. So now Vladdy, who is 0 for 2, fly ball to the warning track and right to strike out, but it does not look like it will be Crawford. Vladdy will face Alex Torres on his way to the mound. And there's the call. He wants Winkowski. 2 down to the 6th and a pitching change. pregame ceremony. They're having fun, but more offense would be more fun. As the Blue Jays are down 6-2, Josh Winkowski into the game for the Red Sox.
Yeah, we mentioned Winkowski was signed by the Blue Jays in 2016 as a 15th round pick in the June draft. But then he went to the Twins and then got involved in a 3-team trade. Last year with the Red Sox, he made 14 starts. It's a total of 70 and a third. Carter Crawford with another good outing as a starter leaves the game, allowing just 3 hits, 2 runs to this point. Belted first is his responsibility.
And with 2 down, the batter is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Fly ball to the warning track and a strikeout. 97 with some movement over the outside corner.
Yeah, he's got a good 2-seam fastball and a cutter, much like the starting pitcher, Carter Crawford. Big kid. He grew up in Fort Myers, home of the Red Sox in spring training. Another good fastball, just missed the outside corner.
Right side, 1-2. But he kind of had the look there like he thought he missed one he should have got.
Yeah, he had a pretty good hack at it, but it ran just off toward the up and back. It's a hard cutter at 91. Buried it in the dirt. Well, it's getting late for the Blue Jays, and they just haven't been able to string together any hits and get any momentum going.
Bounce to second, a big hop for Arroyo, and that's that. No runs, a hit, and a man left. End of 6, and the Red Sox lead the Blue Jays 6-2.
Vamos a darle like, mi gente, vamos a darle like para que YouTube siga recomendando el video.
Weekend celebrations with Blue Jays Caribbean Carnival. Escape to the tropics, if you will, on July the 28th. First 15,000 fans, when the Jays take on the Angels, will receive a Blue Jays terry cloth bucket hat. For tickets, visit BlueJays.com. Mike Trout and Shohei Ohtani coming to town at the end of the month.
How about Shohei Ohtani? In his last 20 games, he's hit 14 home runs. 14 home runs in 20 games. He has 30 home runs in the first 84 games of the season. That's the same as Aaron Judge last year.
He's the major league leader in home runs, and he's third in strikeouts, not as a hitter, as a pitcher. I mean, everybody knows he's a great two-way player, but as incredible as he has been before this year, he's taken it to an even more ridiculous level this season.
Yeah, and even his teammates, I mean, they have been taken back by the way he has dominated both ends of the game. But yeah, you know, you can have a two-way player. You say, okay, well, he's pitching okay, and yeah, he's getting his hits, but this guy's dominating as a pitcher and a hitter.
He's hitting .310 with 30 home runs. He's walked 45 times. He's also stolen 11 bases this year.
You know, Tommy didn't pitch an awful lot in high school. He was an outfielder. And that probably has a lot to do with his success in that he didn't pitch traditionally the way the Japanese pitchers pitch in high school because they throw hundreds of pitches. But he's had Tommy John surgery since he's been with the Angels. But he's one of those guys, I mean, if he's playing, you gotta watch.
You gotta watch.
He's must-see TV every time he's playing, hitting or pitching. And he will be here.
Two and two on Rafael Devers. He skies one in foul territory. Jansen is there, and it hit the turf. In and out of the mitt of Jansen, and it hit the turf before Vladdy could come up with it.
Yeah, and Vladdy was there just in case, but it popped out of Jano's glove so quickly it hit the turf, and Vladdy scoops it on one hop. But you can see Vladdy is right there, and by the time he gets it, it's already hit the ground.
And Jansen will be charged with an error on the play. Full count. What's your take on what you've seen from Pearson? There have been some dominant outings, a couple where he's got hit a little bit. Where do you think he's at right now?
Well, I think when he is rested, he has had some good outings. I think if they try to use him back-to-back, it's a challenge.
Devers lines this one off the fence and is into second with a double.
Rafael Devers, and nothing wrong with his bat. 112 miles an hour off the bat, his third hit. He has a home run, a single, and now a double, and this 100-mile-an-hour fastball, he turns on it. It's all about locating and sequencing, and you know what, after the pop-up, Pearson tried to pick up Danny Jansen, but never spoiled that.
Now Adam Duvall takes one down and away for ball one. Duvall is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts.
So getting back to Pearson, you know, I mean, obviously the stuff is there. He's got a great fastball. His slider and his curveball have been consistent, but I think more than anything, he needs to be able to locate his fastball early in at-bats to good spots. Not just throw strikes, but throw quality strikes with his fastball, and that'll open up the rest of the strike zone for his pitches. That's when his slider and his curveball will be more effective. I mean, once you throw strikes with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, the hitters have to respect your other pitches and start chasing those pitches. That's unhittable. 99 down and away to a right-hander. You got no chance to do anything with that. If you do make contact with it, you're going to hit it on the ground to the right side. But it's a tough pitch.
And another one, right? In about the same spot, 2 and 2.
Yeah, I mean, if you pitch there all day long, I don't care who you're facing, you can have success. Down and away. When in doubt, go down and away.
Slider got him. As Pearson rings up Duvall.
Celebrating home runs at Boston Pizza. Your buds, baseball, and BP. The perfect trifecta.
great Canada Day crowd here at the Rogers Center, but the Blue Jays on the wrong end of the scoreboard. They are trailing 6-2 as the Red Sox bat at the top of the seventh. And Yoshida got hit by a 102-mile-an-hour fastball.
And that hit him flush on the knee. Four-seam fastball, and you can see it hits him just below the knee, and then hit him flush. He's trying to make his way up the first baseline. He didn't want to leave this game.
No, he is limping down to first. As of now, it looks like he might be staying in the game, but you can see that there's a definite, he's being hindered by it. There's no question about it. You can understand why.
Translator's there with him, and Yoshida did her job a little bit, very gingerly out into shallow right field.
Bullpen has been up for a couple of minutes for the Blue Jays. Jimmy Garcia on the left and Thomas Hatch, who was just recalled today. Trent Thornton was optioned to Buffalo to make room for Hatch. Thornton threw 37 pitches in last night's game, so the Blue Jays obviously felt they needed a fresh arm just in case. So this is kind of where you're at if you're a Trent Thornton or a Thomas Hatch or maybe a Bowden Francis. It could be up and down all season long.
She's going to stay in the game. He pumped his way to stay into this game. Andy Fox is the first base coach. Yoshida's swinging the bat so well, I can understand why he'd be reluctant to want to leave this game.
He came. Check the swing of the slider, 1-1. Well, last year the Blue Jays went 16-3 against the Red Sox. This year the Red Sox are 5-0 against the Blue Jays and leading in this one. And it's not like the Blue Jays have a way worse record than they eventually put up last year, and it's not like the Red Sox have a way better record than they had last year. It's just they have turned the tables between these two teams.
Yeah, man, they only played their rivals in the East 13 times, so they're almost halfway through their schedule against Boston.
The 2-2. Bounce to third. Chapman has it. Stretched by Vladdy at the other end, and Arroyo and the Red Sox are retired. Seventh inning stretch on Canada Day here at the ballpark. times. This goes back to the first inning of Wednesday night's game against the Giants. Remember that inning where they strung a bunch of hits together? They scored 5 runs in that inning, won 6-1. But then 2 runs on 3 hits Thursday, no runs on 3 hits last night, and 2 runs on 3 hits so far here.
Yeah, and that 5-run inning against Logan Webb, one of the best pitchers in the National League. I mean, it's just hard to explain. And the Blue Jays haven't been able to have back-to-back hits. They haven't been able to have multi-hits in an inning, just haven't been able to bunch things together.
You and I were talking during the break. I just looked up. This is entering play today. Where are the Blue Jays in runs per game on the season? And they are 16th out of 30 teams in the major leagues. Kind of in a group with teams like the Yankees and the Mets and the Mariners. As Chapman gives it a ride to right field. Off the wall, on the fly. He's on his way to second and in there. They are 16th in runs per game, 17th out of 30 in home runs. So they're average to a little bit below average, but I think everybody expected them to be above average this year.
Oh, absolutely. Given their history the last few years, how good they have been with the bats. And Matt Chapman, boy, if he starts hitting the ball back in that direction again, things are going to turn around. This will be his 27th double of the season, man. In April, when he had that terrific month, this is how he was swinging the bat. Center field, right field, line drive after line drive.
And that makes him the leader in the American League in doubles again. He just broke a tie with Alex Verdugo of the Red Sox. Here's Dalton Varsho, who is 0 for 2. Devers in on the edge of the grass. Don't know if he's thinking there's a chance Varsho bunts or if he's just playing for the slow chopper, but now he's backing up.
So he was anticipating the possibility of a bunt.
Do you think there's room for improvement offensively in the second half of the year?
There better be. I mean, this team is supposed to be an offensive team, and they went out and ground in some left-handed bats, and they tried to get more balance in their lineup, but they gave away 2 big bats that were a big part of their offense the last several years in Gurriel and Teoscar Hernandez. And we mentioned earlier, Teoscar has always hit well against Boston. At 22 career home runs against the Red Sox and 74 career games against Boston and a 300 average. But you lay it out on paper, but way back in spring, we said, well, this is going to be a good offensive team. Not necessarily better than it has been, but a good offensive team. They have not been. They have been inconsistent. They have, made some pitchers look like Cy Young Award winners, and they just got to get better. And you got to make up your mind as an individual. I mean, you can't blame the manager, you can't blame the coach. It's on the players. They've got to change their approach, figure out how to put the bat on the ball, and cut down on swings, make contact, move runners along.
Varsho down on strikes. 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
You're talking about, well, maybe the hitting coach isn't giving them a good plan. Everybody in baseball is using basically the same information. They're all into spin rate. They know every shape of every pitch they hit. I think personally, and you've heard me say this before, I think hitters have way too much on their mind. Well, he throws this pitch 10% of the time, but this pitch 25% of the time, and by the thing, calculate everything out. It's strike 1, strike 2, strike 3. Simplify things. In technology in this industry, everybody talks about the hitting lab and the pitching lab and everything else. Everything takes place right there on the field. You have to perform on the field 60 feet, 6 inches away from the pitcher. You've got to determine what you can hit and what you can't hit. And then you have to have enough discipline and patience to not chase pitches.
Jansen lines one off the glove of Hernandez into shallow left. And he will reach. Chapman will stay at second, but the Blue Jays catch a bit of a break.
Well, and you know, and that's got to be caught. A major league shortstop got to catch that ball. Kike Hernandez has had a terrible run defensively at shortstop. It'll be scored on hit. And Hernandez himself will tell you he should have caught that. Kike's got 14 errors at shortstop. 13 of those errors prior to this play were throwing errors. And he's basically a second baseman and outfielder, but he's been thrust into action at shortstop.
Dave Bush, the pitching coach, out to the mound for a conversation. You know, the Blue Jays do not strike out very much as a team. I know going into the game yesterday, they had the 4th lowest strikeout rate as hitters in baseball. So it's not too much swing and miss that has been the problem. You mentioned approach, know what you can hit. Do you think it's swinging at pitches you shouldn't be swinging at? They might be making contact, but maybe they're not making good contact.
Yeah, and obviously we harp on the runners in scoring position all season long. It's just about, you know, have an idea what the pitcher's trying to do to you in these situations. You know, base hits are good. You don't have to hit home runs. But stringing hits together in a situation like this, you get a double, then after a strikeout, you get a single. Okay, now let's get another base hit. Score a run, get the next guy to the plate, see if he can't continue things.
Gavin Biggio 0 for 2. 2 on with 1 out.
Baseball's a very unique game. 1 or 2 players cannot win you championships. You need a team, and you need everybody in that team to do their thing. You know, you got some guys that are base hit guys, you got some guys that are RBI guys, you got some guys that are on base guys. Everybody has to do their part. Just be the best version of you can be. And I think the players will tell you we have not seen the best version of a lot of these hitters in this line.
Or if we have, it's been
Sporadic.
right. This guy's going, but that guy's not.
Right.
So, and that happens. That's the nature of the sport. Turner will take the out at first. 2 down as the runners advance.
Yeah, he looked at second base, but it was a low percentage throw. It was that. I'll concede that. We've got a 4-run lead, and I'll take the out for sure. Give us 2 outs at second and third.
So 2 down. Here's Kiermaier, who is 0 for 2 on a couple of ground outs, although the second one was the one that he lined off the body of the pitcher, Cutter Crawford. It was a line drive that then ricocheted back to the catcher, Connor Wong, who threw out Kiermaier by a step. This is one of those spots. A base hit here makes you feel like a much different ballgame.
And then George Springer comes to the plate.
Well, it'll be one of the 2. We just don't know which one yet.
Blue Jays score a couple of runs. It's going to be Garcia. They don't score. It's going to be Hatch.
You're right. Jeff Ware probably giving that information to them right now.
And the pitchers know that. I mean, they know their role on this team.
Pearson has gone an inning into third. He gave up a hit. He hit a batter, struck out a batter. Looks like he has done one way or another.
That's a good fastball. McCaskey, that last pitch was 97 miles an hour. Kevin's one of the best fastball hitters in the league, and that fastball beat him upstairs.
Full count.
That's a big pitch for the Blue Jays to get back in this game.
Just get on some way, get that guy to the plate as the potential tying run. Chapman at third, Jansen at second, 2 down. And a bad throw, just a terrible throw there by Witkowski, and the Blue Jays get a gift run out of it.
Well, I tell you, what a bad time to put a pickoff play on. No reason in the world to put a pickoff play on right there, and you could see Witkowski, he wasn't into this play at all. Watch the very tentative throw, and he spikes it into the ground, and that gives the Blue Jays a gift run. This is how poorly the defense has been for Boston all season long. You think about the Jansen-based hit to the shortstop Hernandez. It was a humpback liner that he had go off his glove. He just basically dropped it, but he was going back.
Little hitting tutorial between Chapman and Guerrero in the dugout. Jansen still out at second. Chapman just came in to score the third run of the day for the Blue Jays. And that's ball 4. And Springer will come up as the potential tying run. He's had a good day, 2 for 3, including a leadoff home run.
Devers, Hernandez, they're the ones that initiated this mound discussion. Nobody throwing in the Red Sox bullpen. Springer has not faced Witkowski in this ballgame. Brady Guerrero was the first batter that Josh faced in the 6th. They got him to ground out to end that inning. But a long discussion by the infielders and the catcher on the mound.
Well, in case you were with us right at the beginning of the ball game, or more precisely leading off the bottom of the first, George Springer did this.
Home run of the season, and the Blue Jays had a quick 1-0 lead.
Didn't go. A little bit more life back in the crowd here after the Blue Jays have scored a run. They've got Springer up. Ball and a strike. Started the season slowly. Remember, played through that illness for about 10 days. Last 6-7 weeks or so has been the George Springer that everybody knows. Numbers keep coming up for him. Breaking ball for a strike. And now Eric Swanson has joined Jimmy Garcia. So Hatch is not in play at the moment. It's going to be either Garcia or Swanson, depending on what Springer does. And Witkowski strikes him out to end the inning. The Blue Jays get one and trail 6-3 at the end of 7. It is time now for Blue Jays Central with Jamie and Joe. Jays outdoor program. Inflatables, artists, performances, and more. Activities start at 10:30 in the morning and run until first pitch. Visit BlueJays.com/tickets. And a bonus, you get to see Kevin Gausman pitch if you come to the game tomorrow.
Now, he's always great for Blue Jays. The kids have a great time here on JJ's Sundays, and the Blue Jays will be ending their homestand, hopefully with a chance to win the series. They need to come back here. Jimmy Garcia into the ball game. Trevor Richards went an inning in the third. He was charged with a run on 3 hits. Nate Pearson an inning in the third, no runs. He gave up 1 hit. Now Garcia here in the 8th.
Last outing for Garcia came back in the Giants series on June the 28th. That's Wednesday. He'll face Caleb Hamilton to lead off the 8th inning, and he starts with the strike.
And Garcia pitched the 9th inning and had a good inning at the side in order. Had a strikeout.
He brings a streak of 4 consecutive scoreless outings into this game. In what has been an up and down year for him. ERA is over 5. Reliever ERAs are notoriously volatile sometimes, but breaking ball outside.
Yeah, you know, and that's probably the least predictable aspect of any baseball team is a reliever from year to year. How are they going to bounce back from year to year? And we have seen that kind of with Adam Simber and Jimmy Garcia as well. Just don't know how they're going to respond. Both of those pitchers had a good year last year. Simber pitched a lot, among the league leaders in appearances. This year he's been dealing with some shoulder issues. He's starting to throw again and getting closer towards an opportunity to join this club.
Got him with a 98-mile-an-hour fastball.
That was it. 3 strikeouts and a walk, and the opportunity to start here. Just right down the middle with the 4-seamer, he couldn't pull the trigger. He's called out. He struck out swinging his other 2 strikeouts. He walked his first time up back in the summer.
Robert F. Snyder's got 2 hits and a walk today. 2 for 3 with a walk, a stolen base, a run scored. Productive day.
Garcia's got a good fastball. 96, 97. Will be this inning.
Could be a lot of movement on around the bullpen. You talked about, Adam Simber's on the IL, Zach Pop's on the IL, Chad Green's on rehab. He could be 2-3 weeks away, maybe. And it goes without saying, but I'll say it anyways. If Chad Green doesn't have any setbacks, Chad Green's coming to the big leagues and would be expected to be a big part of this bullpen.
Yeah, and obviously he's had a lot of success in the AL East pitching with the Yankees. Green has had as many as 67 appearances. That was in 2021 with the Yankees. And a very good ERA, 3.12 through 83 2/3 innings, most innings he's ever pitched. Through Tommy John, and now hopefully he'll come back strong for the second half.
Probably a little bit ahead of Hyunjin Ryu in terms of a timeline because they don't have to stretch Green out as much as they do Ryu as a starter. And Green's a guy. Everybody who's watched the Blue Jay Yankee games over the years knows this. He's a guy, he could come in and pitch 2 innings in the middle of a game, or he could pitch later in the game in a higher leverage role or a shorter role. I mean, he was just an important out-getter kind of guy for the Yankees for a number of years.
He had 6 saves in 21.
Real soft liner to Guerrero. As we mentioned, one more game coming between the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. And the guy on the left, Kevin Gausman, will get the start. Blue Jays Central comes your way at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. First pitch at 137. What do you think they're talking about? Clouds?
Roof. Maybe where those soldiers came down and
Yeah.
filled from the top of the roof. See it, talent. Boy, it's a beautiful view.
Edge walk, guys. Those two became buddies fast. Gosman's second year here, Bassett's first. Asked each of them about the other. They've got a lot in common off the field in terms of interests, and actually their daughters go to the same school. They each has a 4-year-old daughter. Well, each has 2 kids, but each has a 4-year-old daughter. They go to the same school, so they become fast friends. Verdugo lifts one to center. And Kevin Kiermainer's there. It's a 1-2-3 inning for Jimmy Garcia. And the Blue Jays get the bats going, bottom 8. Small partnership and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It started off as it always does on Canada Day, in a very festive fashion. The sellout crowd of better than 41,000 here at the ballpark this afternoon.
Yeah, there was a nice ceremony where there were 9 people that received their Canadian citizenship here today.
Yeah.
They said the oath on the field before the game. It was terrific. And then they got a picture taken with all the Blue Jays players. And they all threw out the first pitch. 9 different new citizens to Canada got thrown out the first pitch here this afternoon.
Nice touch, very nicely done. Here's Bo Bichette. Bichette today has struck out, homered, and grounded into a double play. He'll be followed by Brandon Belt and Vladimir Guerrero Jr.
This could be the last time he goes through this part of the lineup. This is an important inning for the Blue Jays. Down by 3.
Strikes him out. Got him on a foul tip and a ball in. 1 down.
Well, there's a lot of movement on that fastball. That ball started on the inside corner. Actually, it's a changeup with good movement. Same type of movement as the 2-seam fastball. He threw that in a great spot.
Swing and a miss by Brandon Bell. Bell to couple of strikeouts and a walk today. And he takes one down the middle, 0-2. Just low, 2-2. The Springer home run on the first, the Bichette home run on the third. And the run scored on the throwing error by Winkowski, the pitcher. Last inning, his belt goes around and strikes out for the third time today.
That breaking ball down and in. He swings over the top of it, and 3 strikeouts and a walk. You can see how Winkowski gets on top of that breaking ball, and Brandon Belt was anticipating a fastball and got fooled by the breaking ball.
Now Vladdy 0 for 3.
Winkowski and Bo Bichette were teammates in the Gulf Coast League in 2016. Bo was an 18-year-old, as was Winkowski. He's played with a few of these Blue Jays throughout his minor league stint with the Blue Jays, and like so many of these Blue Jays players over the years, he was brought into blue ball by Dennis Holmberg, longtime manager.
In the organization forever.
Yeah.
And that's outside as Guerrero takes a walk. Well, into the second half of the season, and a lot of teams clustered in that wild card race. And the Blue Jays are fortunate, really, Buck, that none of the teams that you're looking at here, maybe with the exception of the Orioles, but the Yankees and the Angels and the Astros, they're just kind of all middling along as well. Nobody is pulled away, and all those teams are losing right now, although to varying degrees, they're all losing in their games today.
Yeah, and Minnesota has a 1-0 lead over the Orioles in Baltimore in the bottom of the 8th.
Chapman hits another ball round to the opposite field, and it is gone. Number 11 for Matt Chapman, and all of a sudden it's a 1-run game.
And Chapman had a double off the wall his last time up in the 7th to right field as well. Boy, that was a beautiful swing, and that's the swing that has been looking for a while now. They stayed in that ball and gave it a ride. Put it open for the Blue Jays this afternoon, and they still trail by a run. Two-seam fastball in a good spot. Look at the focus and how he kept his head down on that ball. Not trying to pull it, not trying to hit it out to the left field. He stays on it, and he's rewarded with a 2-run home run. He came into this game just 2 for 19 against Boston. Today he is 2 for 3 with a double and a 2-run homer.
But this is the first time the Blue Jays have hit 3 home runs in a game since June the 6th when Houston was here. It's got him back within a run. And now a base hit to center for Marshall to put the tying run aboard.
This is what we were talking about, stringing things together. Vladdy drew the 2-out walk. Chapman hits a 2-out, 2-run homer. And now Marshall gets a base hit. 3 base runners reaching base with 2 outs, a changeup. Dalton stays on it. Hits it hard enough to get it over the shortstop's head into center. Now, of course, Dalton's a threat to run.
Danny Jansen is the batter. Jansen 1 for 3, credited with an infield hit his last time up, the one that Kike Hernandez couldn't squeeze out at short. Oh, and 2 on Jansen with a Blue Jay bullpen going again. Swanson and Romano. This is the noisiest the ballpark has been since the Springer home run on the bottom of the first.
Absolutely. They haven't had much to cheer about.
Marshall the lead. And now 2-2.
I wouldn't run Marshall in this situation because if he gets thrown out, Jansen will start at the bottom of the ninth. If Danny gets a base hit or if he makes an out, George Springer will be guaranteed to get to the plate in the ninth.
The 2-2. And it's a full count, so now Marshall will be on the move on the pitch. Witkowski has thrown 55 pitches in relief of Cutter Crawford. Runner goes, and it's ball 4. And Caleb Hamilton, the catcher, is looking into the dugout his entire way out to the mound. So another meeting on the mound. The tying run now at second. Danny Jansen's coming out of the game. Ernie Clement is at first to run for him.
So Clement comes on as a pinch runner. Alex Cora is out of the Red Sox dugout. Kenley Jansen, the closer, is loose down in their bullpen. Another pitching change here in the 8th.
As you can see, a life-altering prize awaits the winner, and you would find out about it when our own Buck Martinez would give you a phone call. Visit BlueJays.com/5050 from anywhere in Ontario to get yours.
And I'd be very happy to call you with the great news, so make sure you get your tickets. Boston goes to their closer, Jimmy Jansen. Hasn't pitched a lot lately, just 15 pitches on Thursday. And he is in here. He is an impressive closer.
7th all-time in saves with 407. The batter is Kevin Biggio, who is 0 for 3. Dalton Varsho's at second. The pinch runner, Ernie Clement, is the go-ahead run. He is at first. The Blue Jays have scored twice this inning on a home run by Matt Chapman. And all of this started with 2 outs and nobody on.
A walk to Vladdy Guerrero.
Yeah.
Got to tip your cap to Vladdy for not trying to force the issue. Pass the baton. Let's keep it going here.
Roof starting to close here at the ballpark. Jansen's been a great closer for a long time, a notoriously slow worker, and he had some adjustments to make when the pitch clock came in, but evidently he has been able to manage that okay.
There's a lot of cut fastballs.
Oh, and 2. Relief outing. A lot of pitches for Winkowski.
56, a season high in pitches. He was effective until the Blue Jays got him here with 2 outs in the 8th.
Biggio fights it off.
First at bat for Gavin against Kevin Jansen.
Runners are going. And it's outside, ball 1, a double steal pulled off by Varsho and Clement.
So Varsho did a great job. After watching Jansen, he has a couple of different moves before he comes to the set position. And once he saw that second move, watch how quickly he breaks from second. He read it perfectly, and Jansen saw him breaking toward third. He was looking right at him when he was moving.
2 and 2. Not close at all. Kiermaier would be next.
A good swing by Garrett. And he gets to this pitch and rips it down the right field corner, but it's got a little too much hook on it, by about a foot. Get fair. Get fair. Not going to happen. Billy Jansen has not pitched more than an inning anytime this season. And they're asking him to get 4 outs.
Jansen strikes strikes out Biggio. A couple of men left stranded with a couple of runs in on the home run by Matt Chapman. And it's now 6-5 Red Sox going to the top of the ninth. Home on Canada Day, 41,813. They got their t-shirts, their hats, got their faces painted, their jackets, their ties. Red all over the place here at the ballpark. The Blue Jays at one point were down 6-2. It's now 6-5 as they have clawed their way back into it. Top of the ninth inning, down a run, Eric Swanson into the game.
The only thing missing so far this afternoon is a W. Everything else is falling into place pretty well. Eric Swanson now trying to keep it a one-run game, and he'll face the guy that's had a good series, Justin Turner. 2 more hits today, scored 2 runs, and drew 1 in. He's got 3 ribbies in the series already.
New catcher as well, Alejandro Kirk is now behind the plate. The Blue Jays will have Kiermaier, Springer, and Bichette. 9-1 and 2 coming up at the bottom of the ninth. Belt and Guerrero would be after them. This is 3-4-5 for the Red Sox. Turner, Devers, and Duvall. Down low. Hopped up. Jansen, or Kirk rather, back to the screen, but it's out of play. Scuff mark on the souvenir.
Pretty fruitful day at the ballpark. Yeah. Good seats right behind the dugout. Now you get a foul ball as well.
I'll tell you, this guy can foul off some pitches, Ken. He's been a good hitter for a long time.
Yeah, and you know what? He's got a very short stroke. He really waits a long time, tries to pick up where that pitch is going to be, and he's had a good series, good start to his series.
Career .288 hitter. Lofts one to left. It's going to go. How about Justin Turner? Got a splitter down, and he hits it into the bullpen to make it 7-5.
His second home run of the series. Second RBI of the day. He's got 4 ribbies for the first 2 games of this series. That's a big run for Boston. Blue Jays got 2 in the bottom of the 8th. And they'll come right back and get 1 back. There's that split finger grip, and it's down inside part of the plate, and he just golfs it over the bullpen into the seats in left. It's been a heck of a pickup for the Red Sox.
Now Devers, who has had a very good day, he's 3 for 4, single, double, homer, driven in 3 runs.
Swanson with that good splitter, but Turner turns it around. It was down in his wheelhouse, and he just dropped the head on it.
One and two.
Turner and Devers have been on base all afternoon. Combined, they've been on base 6 times. They have scored 5 runs, doing all the damage.
In the air to center, but it's playable for Kiermaier. And the first out. Now Adam Duvall.
Duvall got off to a great start, and they got hit by a pitch fractured his wrist. It's been a struggle since he's been activated. This is his 19th game since coming off the injured list, and he hasn't had too much success. 0 for 4 today with 3 strikeouts. Very difficult when you are injured in the middle of the season. You come back when the pitchers are in mid-season form. You're playing catch-up. Very tough.
His first, week to 10 days this season were off the charts. Crazy numbers. Won a World Series with the Braves a couple of years ago. And Swanson gets him 2 down. Tristan Casas is going to pitch hit. This is for Masataka Yoshida, who had been in the DH spot. Remember, Yoshida got hit by Nate Pearson just below the right knee. He was taken out of the game. We are told the official report is a lower leg contusion, which is certainly what it looked like. So Casas is going to hit for him here in the 9th inning.
Casas played last night, played first base, and he went 1 for 4 with a single. Also struck out. Young guy just trying to get his feet on the ground. He's got some power.
And he rips the first pitch he sees into the right field corner. Got himself a double.
Didn't waste any time coming off the bench for Casas. That's his 12th double of the season. Jumping on the first pitch. Boy, he looks like a hitter standing in there. That looked like another slider that Swanson has thrown more frequently of late. And Casas hammers it all the way down in the corner.
Good contact from Casas for the double, and now Pete Walker has gone to the mound because Jaron Duran has come out in the on-deck circle to hit for Kike Hernandez. Alex Cora's looking for more.
Yeah, Durant was the leadoff hitter for Boston last night. Hit his two-run home run in the sixth. One of the 3 home runs surrendered by Jose Barrios. Durant for the season, batting .292, 3 homers and 27 ribbies.
First pitch swinging as well, hits it right to Guerrero, who feeds Swanson for the out. The Red Sox tack on a run and now lead 7-5 going to the bottom of the ninth. Kiermaier, Springer, and Bichette coming up. Jays, and 6 in a row in games between these two teams this season. And the Blue Jays find some magic here in the bottom of the ninth. David Hamilton is into the game now to play short. Kenley Jansen, remember, was on the mound to get the last out of the bottom of the eighth, so he'll face Kevin Kiermaier here, bottom 9. And start up with a strike.
Jansen 16 for 19 in save opportunities this season. He's one of the old-time great relief pitchers.
And you can see the movement on that cutter, as this one will be just beyond the reach of Hamilton, so maybe, or Wong, I should say. So that's Wong into catch now. Alex Cora has emptied his bench. Rain's falling. The roof is partially closed, obviously not completely closed yet. This is something you don't see very often here at Rogers Center. And Kiermaier down on strikes.
Jansen struck out Kevin Biggio after Biggio just missed a 2-run double down into the right field corner. Then he struck him out on the next pitch. Now he starts the bottom of the ninth by striking out Kiermaier.
George Springer is the batter. George is 2 for 4, including a leadoff home run. He has faced Jansen just once in his career, had a base hit off him. Nobody on the Blue Jays has seen a whole lot of Jansen, with one obvious exception, and that's Brandon Belt, all those Dodger Giant games. Ripped it left to base hit. And that'll get the tying run to the plate as Bo Bichette will come on.
Boy, Springer's been swinging it well all day long. A home run, a single in the sixth, and a single here. That cutter didn't cut, and George is all over it. He smokes it into left field. Great swing, good extension all the way through that hitting zone. And now Bo will step to the plate representing the tying run.
His first career at bat against Kenley Jansen. To right field. He's hitting well. Off the wall. Springer to third. Bichette into second.
Well, your big guys doing what big guys need to do, come up with big hits. And Bo Bichette, in his first at bat against Kenley Jansen, nearly hits it out of the ballpark to tie it up. High off the wall over Verdugo's head. Springer had to make sure it wasn't caught, so he only advances to third, and you're not going to gamble here now. You've got the potential tying run in scoring position at second.
Winning run at the plate. Brandon Belt. We mentioned Belt has seen a lot of Jansen. 5 for 20, including a home run. That's a lot of ninth-inning tight games between the Dodgers and Giants over the years.
So it sure is, and he has been in this spot before.
Oh, and 2.
Jansen, he's sticking to the game plan upstairs with the heater.
Up and in.
If I were Louis Rivera, I would try to score Bo from second on a base hit to the outfield, anywhere but maybe right to Verdugo. They don't have strong arms in the outfield except for Verdugo in right.
2 and 2. Belt trying to battle back into the count. Get on somehow, some way. Vladimir Guerrero Jr.'s on deck. And a swing and a miss to get him. 2 down.
Fourth time Belt has struck out this afternoon.
Guerrero has never faced Jansen. Vladdy is 0 for 3 with a walk. Well, a guy who is capable of big moments. Boy, if he could deliver here, it might be one of these games you look back on at the end of the year.
The pitching coach came out after the infielders had met on the mound to talk things over with Jansen. Then the pitching coach came out. I mean, Kenley Jansen doesn't do much other than cut the baseball. He's going to try to cut it. He's going to try to throw it upstairs. And there's not a whole lot he's going to do differently, no matter who's the hitter.
Springer at third, Bo Bichette the tying run at second with 2 down to the bottom of the 9th. Jansen to face Guerrero. Very good numbers, as you can see, in these kinds of spots for Vladdy this year. And a strike.
How about a walk-off home run for Vladdy? Never had one. It'd be pretty nice on Canada Day, wouldn't it?
The 0-1. And he threw him a breaking ball, a rarity opportunity there from Jansen, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, and it was slow, 84 miles an hour with some pretty good depth. Now you got a battle, buddy. Base hit will probably tie it up.
Into right field, a base hit. He's swinging in to score. The Shed running through the stop side,
And he is out to end the game.
Verdugo was the only guy that has a strong arm, and he picks up his 6th outfield assist to end the game. Kelly Johnson gets smile on it now because Verdugo made a terrific throw to the plate.
And John Schneider looks like he's going to ask for a challenge on whether the Shed had a running lane to home plate. Clean single into right for Guerrero. And I want to get another look at what we can see rounding third. Let's see if we can see Luis Rivera. A little hesitation there. I don't know if maybe Louis, I don't know. I didn't see Luis Rivera live.
I saw him live. He threw up a stop sign very late. The ball was hit right at Verdugo, and that's what we were talking about. The only guy that can throw him out is Verdugo. And, little hesitation right there because he saw Louis late. But Louis definitely had his arm in the air, and, the ball was hit right to Verdugo. And we mentioned he was the only outfielder that I was concerned about because he's got a strong, accurate arm. Now, the Blue Jays are probably looking at where Connor Wong set up before the throw was on its way, and I saw him in fair territory, which he has to be. He has to be in fair territory. So see where he is, he's in fair territory.
Balls confirms. Wong didn't do anything wrong. The Shed is out. The ball game is over.
Very unfortunate. But Glady comes up with a big base hit, picks up 1 RBI, but that tied run is thrown out at the plate.
So the final score, the Red Sox 7 and the Blue Jays 6. Let's get a Blue Jays Central update now from the Budweiser studio with Jamie and Joe.
Well then, that was quite a finish to the Canada Day special, Joe. My lord, as the Blue Jays go down to defeat on a somewhat dramatic ending, and perhaps a wee bit controversial too, given that Bo was sent home with what would have been the tying run, and he is thrown out quite easily, in fact. So let's go over it. I'm sure Joe's going to weigh in on what we just witnessed, but for those who couldn't join us from the beginning, here's what it looked like from the start as the annual Canada Day celebration had all kinds of intrigue at the beginning, people getting sworn in their citizenship and all of that kind of good stuff. And then George Springer lights it up, his first at bat.